Hello FlossTube, my name is Tamara, and in today's video I wanted to show you my autumn projects. I have just one finished project, the rest of them are in progress, but I am enjoying them deeply because, as I said, autumn is my favorite season. I hope you'll enjoy the video. And the first, finished project of this autumn is ready. So this is Mill Hill, the Nutty Squirrels. Yes, I showed you when it wasn't ready in the previous video. So this is a newly released design. I mean, does it say here? Yes, 2024. So it was released either in spring or in the beginning of summer. So it was released for autumn. I liked it very much. So from the, how would I call them, bigger Mill Hill designs which were released, this one was the one which I liked the best, and I decided to buy it and decided to stitch it. I knew from the very beginning that I want to have a decorative pin cushion, or cushion, because it's not going to be for pins, it's going to be a cushion. And that's why I stitched it not on the perforated paper. So the perforated paper was this color, but I didn't choose the fabric of the same color because the stitching here covers everything. So you can choose whatever color you have. Okay, except black. I think it wouldn't look very nice. At least I had even with a piece of even with this color and 28th count. So I didn't make the count larger or smaller, and I used this one. And I knew that when I'm going to finish it, I'm going to finish stitching it, I'm going to make a cushion. And this cushion, it will have on the other side this squirrel fabric, which actually was used in the last year's project, the Victoria Sampler autumn box, you see. So this fabric was originally purchased for this one. I stitched it and finished it last year, and this one was supposed to be like inside, but I made a pin cushion from it, and the other side is also with this fabric, and the scissor fob, this one doesn't have the squirrel fabric. And when I used the fabric for this design, I had a patch which at that moment I didn't know what to use it for. Throwing away, I felt sorry to throw it away, and I said, okay, maybe it's going to be useful. And you know, when I saw this one being sold, I mean the Nutty Squirrels kit, I said, oh, I can buy it. I can stitch it on fabric, not on the perforated paper, and I can use that patch of squirrel fabric which I have on the other side, on the back side. And kind of this one was purchased without already having an idea of how to do it. So after stitching it, I didn't change anything. Last time when I showed it to you, it was everything stitched, and the back stitch and the French knots in the squirrel's eyes. The only thing which wasn't added here is the beads. Not a lot of beads, by the way, to be added. This is the leftover I have, and honestly, it's the first time when I have the feeling that it's very few. Because so far, whenever I was stitching Mill Hill, I always had lots of leftovers. I mean, at least the beads. They were few in the beginning because I didn't need a lot, but very few they were left. Because the green ones, these beautiful green ones, I had the feeling when I started attaching them that they won't be enough because quite a lot of them were used. But nevertheless, everything was enough. I even attached the button, I mean like just another button here. So I did everything according to the key. I like it. I like it very much. In the beginning I was thinking that I will attach like the edge of stitching with the fabric, and I thought about maybe adding more beads here. But when I started stitching it, I just realized that the beads, or how they say, the distance of the beads, how they are they are set in the kit, it's enough. And I don't regret it. I think this one looks pretty. And here it is, the beauty of the autumn. So I have the Nutty Squirrels. I don't have if I'm not wrong, I don't have any of my mill heel finishes into, I mean like the bigger ones finished into cushions. And I like very much when they are finished into cushions. That's why I thought that for future I will probably do, because it's easy to deposit them, it's easy to like put them for display. Even if I like stitching on perforated paper as well, because I have kits stitched on perforated paper. I know that some stitchers don't ever stitch on perforated paper, they always change it for fabric. Okay, and yeah, the thread leftovers here I had like more. I didn't have a feeling that they will finish and it's not going to be enough. This one I even used for like to make the sewing around the edges of the cushion. So this is, as I said, my first finished design of this autumn 2024. And let's see which is going to be the next one. And due to the fact that one mill heel design is ready, I decided why not having into like currently stitching projects, whips, yes, another mill heel. The thing is that I'm not very good at having a few projects in the same time. I mean, I don't know why. For example, if I have a project, if I have 3 projects, I will take one and I will stitch more one than the other 2. We have a 3, 4, and so on and so forth. I don't know why it works so in my case. Thanks God I don't have huge designs, huge projects. I have like pretty small ones, medium, and I deal with them. But this autumn, I don't know why, but I managed to stitch a bit from every project, kind of. And during a day, I can stitch 2 or even 3 of my projects, which is, yes, a wow result for me. That's why I said, why not continue this cheerful news, my cheerful news. And so I said, okay, I have pretty much mill heel this autumn. Why not, when I finish one mill heel, take another project, even if I'm going to stitch it like not so much, slower, but I'm going to have a mill heel all the time. So after the Nutty Squirrels, the next mill heel, Jim Shore, is going to be Harvest Trio. Yes, a pretty famous, I would say popular, not famous, popular design, pretty old. And I have this one since it was a wave on YouTube, at least on Russian-speaking YouTube a few years ago, when okay, many stitchers were stitching it, you know. And during that time, the trend was like a lot of stitchers started stitching it, the others were buying it, starting stitching it, some of them were finishing it, some of them were leaving it for later, some of them were just buying it and having it in the stash. So I was from those stitchers who bought it but didn't stitch it. And in time, I just understood that mill heel and Jim Shore especially is very dear to my heart. So I like very much stitching this one. And especially the designs which were made, were inspired by a Jim Shore figurine, you know. And this one, as you can see here, it was inspired by a figurine. And this spring, I had the farm trio, I called it farm trio, Percy the pig, Clarissa the cow, and the sheep, don't remember what's her name. Okay, and I had the figurines as well. I liked very much the effect of figurine stitched thing. It's not the first time I have it in my experience, because I have the sewing fairy, I have the design stitched, and I have the sewing fairy, the figurine from Jim Shore. But nevertheless, like this spring, it was kind of so nice, and I started more intensively looking for this one. the Sentinel. This one is called Sentinel. The thing is that this is not made anymore, so I wouldn't say you cannot see it. Yes, they are selling it, but I think it's pricey and I still couldn't find it on local eBay. That's why I had to look for it on US eBay, and I had to take into consideration the expensive shipping, the import charges. That's why when I saw one which was the more or less decent price, I participated in the auction, and I earned it, won it, and purchased it. So when this one came, I said probably it's the time for me to stitch this one, because as I said, this one was purchased a few years ago. It was purchased from 1 to 3 stitch. I think the chart you still can purchase there. The thing is that the linen, which is recommended by the key, this one, the band, also it's Mill Hill if I'm not wrong, linen, this one is not sold anymore if I'm not wrong. The Jim Shore buttons, they're also hard to find, unless you know shops which have them as leftovers. I mean, like, because they're not producing them, at least not now. So I purchased these ones, and I remember at the time I purchased also the bell pulls, as this one is a bell pull, and I want to finish it in a bell pull. This is also permanent bell pulls, because I have two, a pair, but they are not exactly as this one, you see. It's pretty much the same, but it's not exactly the same, because these ones were not made anymore. These ones are out of print for a pretty long time. I don't feel bad about this one, because believe me, they look pretty nice as well. So this is not a tragedy about the bell pulls. And what I had to pick up now, it was the DMC threads, because there are DMC threads. Just before filming the video, I just picked them up from my boxes with DMC range. And the beads, because a lot of Mill Hill beads are requested here. I had all the colors of beads in my stash, but some of them were a few. That's why I purchased more. At least for this design, I had all of them. I purchased more, and I just poured them here so that I would have all the colors. So these are like bigger beads, as I used to call them, and these are the petites. So only black and pumpkin, this kind of petite. And that's it. So these are the materials which I need for this design. I will start stitching it. I don't know how I'm going to show it to you in one of my next videos. Maybe it's going to be progress. Maybe it's going to be the whole design stitched, because as far as I looked at the volume of the work, apparently here the work is equal with Mill Hill 15 on 15 centimeters, you know, like the bigger Mill Hill design. So, and that one I usually stitch in 5-7 days. So I don't know, I'll see. I'll start stitching, and as I said, maybe you'll see the progress, maybe you'll see the already stitched design. And yeah, this is the next Mill Hill, which is going to be in my projects. And I wanted to show you one more of my projects which I started, and which is going extremely quick and well, surprisingly for me. Yes. So this is such a Bucilla design. This is Autumn on the Farm. It's a cooler, it's adapted from the original artwork of Erin Dirtner. By the way, I looked how this one looked originally, painted by Erin Dirtner. I'll try to insert a photo for you to see. And this one comes as how they say, as a pair for the spring picture. I have English roses. I don't remember how it's called. Don't have it now. Next time when I'm going to show you the progress on this design, I'll bring that one, because it's not framed yet. I stitched it on this in spring, and that one I found first. I purchased it, and I wanted very much this one, the autumn one. Unfortunately, this one is pretty rare, and fortunately, last year it was around like my birthday in November. this one popped up out on eBay, and I said, okay, this has to be my birthday present, and it was an auction, and I won it, and I purchased it. That's why when I had them both, I said, okay, I will stitch them. That's why in spring I stitched the spring one, and in autumn I started this one, Autumn on the Farm. And it goes extremely well, I would say, because here I have 35% of the stitched design. Yes, surprisingly, because that one was being stitched slower, and it was a lot of confetti in the roses, and I was like being very careful. So that one is not large, I mean not many cross stitches, the design is not large, but because I had to stitch it so carefully, I was stitching it slowly, and it took me more time. And one more reason is that I'm trying to stitch it correctly so that I wouldn't make any mistakes, I wouldn't rip off anything, because the threads are Bucilla threads here, and many of them don't have a counterpart in DMC, you see. That's why for me it was so important to find the kit and stitch it according to the kit. When I was like separating the threads, or how they say, sorting the threads, I had a little bit of headache because the green ones, I don't know why, the one which I was imagining myself that it's moss, it wasn't moss, and I had to go online and find the Bucilla thread card where they had the colors, and I already made the how they say, the smart thing of counting the skeins lengths, and then I just realized that how to do it. But nevertheless, it was for me. And one more thing here, for example, these two, they are supposed to be two different shades. One of them is lighter, one of them is darker, but you have to look so carefully to see which one is which. So I don't know, it's beautiful, yes, this is the thing, because that's why you get such a beautiful result. But nevertheless, 37 shades, there are no how they say, no mixtures, so just clean colors. There is back stitch, and there are some few French knots, and that's it. I started from the center. So here originally there was it was stitched on Aida, kind of the same color Aida, I would say. Sorry, I had to go and look for it. So this was the Aida which was in the kit. Even if here on the preview you can see it looks like white, you see, but in the kit it was this kind of cream, I would say cream Aida. I chose cream cashel linen. I mean, this is 14th count, I used 28th count, so I didn't make the count smaller. I'm using the same count, I would say. And yeah, I changed it because for the previous one I also changed it. Started stitching from the center, because in such cases I feel most comfortable at all to stitch it from the center. The center was kind of here, you know, and when I like made the first cross stitches, I said, okay, where shall I go? Then I decided that going like for these trees it was okay, and then I realized that here is very easy to stitch, because there are, how do I say, cross stitches are connected, you see, you're making a group of this one, a group of this one, group of this one, and it's easy to build up and go on. So I went like this side, and I reached here, I reached the edge. So these are supposed to be the leaves, this is the corn, by the way, this is a corn plant, made like here, this one, this one, this one. It looks blurry because it doesn't have any back stitch. By the way, this one has more back stitch than the previous one. I mean, like the one which I stitched in spring, and it's a bit larger. But and I started stitching it on hoops, and I realized that the hoops are not enough. I'm moving too fast to stitch on the hoops. That's why I ironed it, and after like filming it and showing it to you, I'm going to put it on a frame, and I'm going to stitch it on a frame, because my intentions are, so here the red thing, the red thing is here, you see, and I have to stitch the house, the lawn in front of the house, and I will do this part, and I want to back stitch everything, and wherever I need the French knots to do them, so that the last stage it would be like this front of the design, the lawn and the cart and the pumpkins. So this one is going to be like the last part of the stitched thing. So I'm going to put it on a frame and stitch it on a frame because it's going to be faster, and I'm not going to have the things from the, because I have a new hoops, Nurge it's called. They are good, but still on linen they leave these things and I don't like it. Yeah. So yes, this is one of my new autumn projects, which goes, as I said, surprisingly well. And in my next videos I'm going to show how this one is progressing. And the next progress I would like to show to you, this is Just Nan, this is Scream House, which I am still stitching because it's a lot of stitching here. Last time when I showed you this design, I said that I almost finished this part. The only thing I didn't have, it's the beads, which had to be attached to this fence. Sorry, I didn't iron it because it's everything is stitched and the beads are attached, and I'm ready to start finishing. I mean, like ironing, putting the thing which is put on the other side, you know. And I didn't want just to iron it, just to show it to you that, look, I ironed it. So that's why it looks like it looks. I added the beads here, the striped beads on the fence. So I mean, like on this wall, and on the entrance where the door is, just two sides, this and this. The side, the wall, which has the tree, it didn't have any beads. And I also added on the where is it? Well, it's here. Roof. I had to add the spider bead, so I added it. This spider bead, I had a charm, but the bead is from Betty Boo. I don't remember how it's called, the design. I remember that there is a bead, and it's not very important there to be a bead, so a charm would work as well. That's why I used a charm. I put the charm I had there, and I took the bead from there to attach it here, so I attached it here. So this side, outer side of the house is totally stitched, attached, everything. Okay, what I also managed to do is to do everything on the Peoria purple linen. Yes, the inside part of the house. This one was easier and quicker to stitch, as I said, because I said that from the chart I already saw that I didn't have so much. First of all, you see like the roof. Every triangle of the roof has pumpkin, so pretty, how do I say, they took time but not so much. It was okay to stitch them. Then the inside floor, let's say so here is nothing, because the pumpkins, which are going to be made from Weeks Dye Works wool, are going to be, the pumpkin stack is going to be here. Then the walls, again, the walls were easy to make this time. So this one is not ready because I have to cut a triangle. I have to measure how much I need from this wool and make the hat, because here is the hat. You see the base of the hat and the top of the hat with a bat here. So, but I'll do it after I'm going to cut them. This one with the ghost is ready. This one, I have to make a cord from DMC Pearl 5. I have to make a cord, insert the cord here, and that cord is going to be used to attach the scissors. I have to attach here a pair of black scissors. I haven't decided which scissors I will take. I have a few pairs, not many, but I have a few, so I'll probably have something from what I have in my stash. There, in Pamela's Final Touches, I think, or in the chart, I don't remember where, they said that they chose a Dovo 3.5 inch, I think. I don't have Dovo. I mean, like black Dovo. So I'll use the black scissors which I have. And this one, this one was the one which take the most time, but I like it the best. It's the most beautiful one. And her face is 1/1. So as usually it's recommended in Just End Designs, it should be 1/1 like cross stitch. But when I started doing the cross stitch on Wigs That Works linen, as I said, I don't like Wigs That Works linen, and I didn't like. I couldn't understand what I'm doing. So I took 2 threads, I made half stitch. I don't know how you can see her face. I am happy about it. I don't think it's bad, even back stitch, but still for me it was a pretty difficult thing to do. And her hair, the back stitch in her hair, it's nice, really nice. Yeah, so this one is ready. So here, generally speaking, so not only here, the whole thing, what I have to do now, I am in front of finishing it. Usually when I have to finish a Just End design, I mean like a more complicated one, a larger one, not the simple one. I usually do it during a day. Usually it's a day, all the time it's a day. I mean like weekday when everybody's out of the house. I mean the child is at the school, the husband is at work, and I have the space, I have the time, I have the concentration. So this is very important for me. And I usually start in the morning. I get the child to school and do the things I have to do, and then start like finishing, so that I would finish until afternoon when I'm taking him from school. I say, if it's a long project to finish. Here, because I read already Pamela's final touches about this one, I read everything, trying to understand what I have to do. And what I understood is that I won't deal in one day. Okay, if I want very much, I probably can deal in one day, but it's going to be too much. That's why I said that I'm going to divide probably my work for 2 or even 3 days. I'll see. In the end, I'll tell you how it's going to be. Because what I have to do, I have like 9 parts stitched on purple linen. I have 9 parts stitched on this one. I always forget how this one is called. Tin roof, the tin roof linen, this one. So I have to cut all of them, so it's going to be 18 pieces per total. But before attaching one to the other, I have to do the head of the witch. I have to do the cord and insert the cord here so that it would be ready in its place. So just then, it's going to be ready to put one to the other. But before like sewing them one to the other, I have to use the interfacing here on this side. And a thing which is recommended there, and I'm how they say, I'm not afraid, but I don't agree. The thing is that, you know, when you are doing when you are finishing cubes and other things, you have to put interfacing here. You are just putting this side like this, and you are stitching like the biscornu, using the biscornu stitch. But here in the instructions, they were saying that after putting here the interfacing, this side to glue so that it would be fixed. And then when all the 4 parts will be fixed, just to start attaching with biscornu stitch, you know, like one to the other. I suppose this one is required, so because these sides are going to be together so that it would fit okay, and we won't have surprises when these 4 parts, not 4 parts, all the parts are going to be together. I perfectly understand this. It's just I'm not very likely to use glue. I think it was recommended Eileen's tacky glue, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so I'll think about it, what to do. So I have to, as I said, finish this too, so that they would be ready, cut them. I use like the fray check so that I wouldn't have frays everywhere, like glue them or whatever I'm going to do to them, and then attach each of them, like, because there are 8 here, 8 here, 8? No, 9. 9 here, 9 here, 18 per total. So when I'm going to double, like attach one to the other, I should have 9. And then when I'll have 9 parts, I should assemble the house, make the pumpkin stack, so on and so forth. So that's why I suppose that one day it's not going to be enough for sure. I have to use 2 or even 3 days to finish this one, but as much time as I will need, I'll take it and I will finish it, because next time probably when I'm going to show you this design, this one is going to be ready. What I haven't shown you since I started this design, it's the DMC threads. For sure I haven't shown them to you. Very few, by the way, not a lot. I was surprised when I picked them up, because there are just 9 designs which are with a lot of DMC threads, not a lot. The pink, by the way, because I was surprised where pink color is going to be used. The pink was used in the witch's cheeks and in this ghost's cheeks, so very, very few pink it was used. By the way, the Wix That Works threads which had to be used here, 5 colors, they were intensively used, I would say. Only the red one is most of it, but the thing is that it was used often, but very little, you see, that's it. And this one, the fire, it's the red one, and molasses, this one, brownish one. But the rest of them, like charcoal, basil, taffeta, they were used very much. The red one, by the way, is the one which was used in pumpkins. You see the darkest red color of the because when you use it in pumpkins, it doesn't look red. It looks how they say, dark orange, I would say, something like this. It creates the effect of dark orange. So all the pumpkins you see here, they have even the hat base. They have this red color. What else? The which is like here it was used red, here it was used red. So pretty much it was used this red pretty often, but not a lot, let's say, so something like this. So without this Wix That Works, I think the design wouldn't have looked so nice, because often when this hand dyed the threads, they are used just for, I don't know, a back stitch or a few stitches which are not very important. I usually tell you, for example, if you don't have it, you don't want to spend money on it, so you don't have to do it. Okay, and the DMC thread number 12, which was used for the back stitch on the perimeter, and this one is going to be used to attach them together as well. And yes, that's everything I wanted to show you in today's video. I hope you liked it, I hope it was interesting for you, and see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.